All right, folks, we made it.
There we go.
Little late, but better than not being on at all.
We made it.
We made it. We made it. Inhale, exhale, com.com/garden, all that good stuff. Celtics beat the Miami Heat 134 to 121 in front of Prince Harry, Kate Middleton. But you know what? There was only one guy that looked like royalty tonight, and his name is Jason Tatum.
Hey,
49 points for the
facts.
Celtics, 11 rebounds. Put the team on his back. Prince William, my bad. What did I say? Prince Harry? I meant to say Prince William. That's my bad. I gotta get my royal
I was going with it. I was going with it.
one of those princes, man. I don't know, like whatever. It's
He
not
was
about
by here
them.
not too long ago, actually.
Did he? It's not about them. Okay, they got a show tonight. They got the Jason Tatum show, and I know his name, and that's all that matters. So 134, 121. Great game, honestly. I know the Heat were without Butler tonight. Still a little, a lot of competitiveness on both ends. These are two teams that love to go at each other. There was even an ejection at the end of the game there, and the best part is they play again on Friday. So I love these little mini series between these teams. I think there should be more of it. This was a fun one tonight, though. Josue, you were there. Take me through the
Incredible.
atmosphere. Take me through, what was going on in this one.
It was impressive, Jimmy. It really was. I mean, from start to finish, you were just wondering how much could Tatum, put on the board in the sense of carrying this team to a victory, because you always got the sense that Miami Heat were going to hang around. I mean, they did that throughout those middle quarters, especially after halftime. So you were wondering, okay, well, who's going to help Tatum out there offensively? Which guys are going to put the ball on the floor and
Yeah.
attack? And especially when the Heat came out with the zone, forced the Celtics to establish the 3-point shot, which they did well, right? They scored 10 or 11 3-pointers in that opening quarter.
Yep.
Really didn't show any signs of slowing down the pace, but the Miami Heat weren't going away, and they were finding different ways to score, whether it was guys attacking the rim, Bam Adebayo hitting his jump shots, guys scoring double digits, a well-balanced scoring attack. That's what kept them around. But guys like Malcolm Brogdon, Derrick White, I thought contributed in a big way in that second half, leading up to Jason Tatum just closing out in the fourth quarter, man, which obviously made the difference in this one. But it's an impressive win. It really is, and it's just another one for Tatum this season. Is he's just shattering records right now. What's his 11th or was it 10th, I believe, 40-point game. It's just incredible. He's just been on a
We'll
tear.
go with it.
The way he's reading the opposing
Prince Harry, 10
offenses.
40-point games. Let's go with it. We'll just go
Yeah,
with
yeah. I mean, it's just, I'm not. It's not that far. And it's all been going down in this past month, the month of November. It's just
Yeah.
been insane. Jason Tatum going into just MVP mode, I guess we'll call it, and it led to another win here at TD Garden.
So I was going to say that. I mean, these performances, this month that he's had, he has really catapulted himself to the top of that MVP list. And this was no different tonight. I mean, from start to finish. I mean, you and Bobby talked about it at halftime. He was doing everything he could, to keep the Celtics in this game. They were up 8 at halftime, and it looked like, I mean, they should have been up probably 20 with the way he was playing.
Right.
They did get some help. Brogdon off the bench tonight was huge once again, 21 points. And the Celtics, man, they just keep shooting. I mean, over 55% from the field, 49% from three. Again with the assists, over 30 assists. A little high on the turnover, 17 tonight, but it's to be expected against a good team like the Heat that plays tough. They
Right.
play hard defense. They're well coached. So I mean, you take those once in a while. But this was a good win. This is another win for the Celtics at home. I think the TD Garden. I think between the Celtics and the Bruins, there's been 2 losses this season combined. I
This
mean, that's
season at the Garden. Yeah,
unbelievable when
it's
you
incredible.
look at both those teams and what they're able to do at home right now. And shout out to the fans. I know Josue, you've been at a number of games this year, and I know it's been pretty loud in there this season. They have a lot of things to be proud about. This team just keeps going. So a lot of people are asking, where's John? Where's Bobby? John's coming. Bobby's going to be joining us. Bobby's in the locker room right now. John was at the game tonight, and he is hustling back. I think there might be a possible
He
power
might be at
outage
an
issue.
after party or something.
Yeah,
Who knows?
he's probably with Prince William. Bobby. Speaking of, there he is.
What's
What's up,
up?
dude? How you doing?
What's going on?
Thanks for joining us.
No problem. Good one
Thanks for-
tonight. Really fun. Two-way action. A lot of big plays on both ends. I just got out of Eric Spoelstra's presser, and he thought that scramble
Oh
at
yeah.
the end.
What is supposed to say?
He thought they had him. until that scramble at the end. And he thought like that last few minutes is really what killed them. Brown alley-oop, the pair of Tatum threes in the closing minutes there. And that was pretty much the difference. I mean, the Heat scored. We'll get John on here eventually tonight and have this discussion in full, I'm sure, Jimmy. But, man, this tonight underscores, again, why I'm a little worried about the defense. Celtics scored, went down every time.
I'll tell you what Joe said. Yeah.
And then, the other way, the Heat are scoring every time. Another 120 points allowed. They got to clean it up at some point. And the Heat really didn't have a ton of guys who you worry about as scorers, and they still have this massive night on that end.
Yeah. A lot of good looks, Bobby. That's what I saw, and that's exactly what Joe Mazzulla had to say after this game. And it's what led to Max Struss going off and really just carrying, or at least helping this Heat team get back into it in that second half. So that's something that they do have to clean up. In terms of their spacing offensively, Mazzulla also didn't like certain stretches throughout the first half. He thought for the most part it was good, but it's still something that they have to improve on in sense of helping guys get the best looks and making sure that spacing, they don't fall into traps like defensive teams, like the defensive-minded teams like the Miami Heat, where they force you to sort of do things that they want you to do. But the Celtics, they sort of passed that test, though, right, Bobby, in terms of like hitting those outside shots, establishing that three-point touch early, which I thought led to guys getting to the paint. Jason Tatum got to the free throw line a bunch. But this Heat team defensively stuck with it, and they had guys that also could knock down shots. I mean, it wasn't just Struss out there, right? It was other guys, too. I mean, Lowry had some tough ones, and Tyler Hero drops, 22 in this one? I mean,
he was great. Bam was great, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let these guys hang around long enough, and you could have saw the L here tonight. I mean, Jason Tatum certainly didn't let that happen, dropping 49, almost 50. But we'll see what happens Friday, especially when Jimmy buckets. We'll see what Jimmy Butler has to say about this matchup, which I think is going to be a good one. But yeah, the Celtics game, they cleaned it up in the end when it mattered the most, right?
Well, this is another game where I think pretty much the whole second half they held the lead, even though the Heat were rallying the whole way. And I can count probably 5-6 games where that's happened this year. The Bulls, the Pelicans, I believe, Pistons, a couple others. They are great in these close-ish games. I mean, this was like 6 to 8-ish mostly for that second half. But the Heat never really threatened in terms of taking a lead. The Celtics always had the answer offensively, so you feel good about that, especially against a pretty stout Heat defensive unit with Bam in there. They're running zone this whole game. That's not really a look they saw a ton last year from the Heat. So good poise, good game plan against that, but you're just waiting for that night where the threes aren't falling and some of their defensive fortitude hurts them. You've got Jaylen Brown talking about their offense impacting their defense, missed shots perhaps, or just kind of a focus on offense impacting their defense. But you also have issues contesting threes. I thought that was an issue tonight. Rebounding at times. There were a couple plays where they got some offensive rebounds. So I don't think the right word's worried, but I'm keeping an eye on that defense because it just, it's gotten better some nights, but it feels like it's not going like up straight, Jimmy. It's kind of like a tick up, tick down, tick up, tick down.
Yeah, and I think you're thinking about teams like the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks and those top defensive teams that can obviously match you with guys offensively in terms of whether you got a 40-point game from Giannis or whether that's Jimmy Butler on the other side for the Miami Heat. I mean, they have those counterparts. They have those players that can counter a big night from Jason Tatum and also the defensive intensity. So for big picture purposes, obviously you want to see these guys clean that up defensively. We know what Robert Williams means to this team on defense, but in the meantime, I mean, that's something that's been an emphasis that Joe Mazzulla's been talking about this past week or so.
Yeah, and I understand, Bobby, like on on a grand scheme, like they're giving up 121 points tonight, and that's a high number. I'm more interested to see how they play defense when they really, really need to play defense in a tight game. When it's going, possession. I mean, and I know that the Heat kept it close tonight, but the Celtics I felt like were in control for the most. And one of the stats that jumps out to me. Fast break points for the Celtics, 20-4. These guys are getting out in transition, and I think that's defense leading to offense. You know what I mean? So you might not look at the score and be like, oh, they played great defense tonight. But I think when you break it down in certain plays, in certain situations, they are playing their style of basketball. And I think you just need to get used to it too a little bit, Bobby. This isn't going to be, I don't think, the second half of last season Celtics that we saw them just winning games strictly on defense. But you know what they say? The best defense is good offense, and I think that's what you're seeing with the Celtics right now.
They say that?
You can't argue that. I mean, this is silly what they're doing on that end. Just absolute dominance. The zone did nothing. The Heat had a foul because no one could stand in front of Jaylen Brown. And yeah, if you're imagining a potential playoff series between these two teams, Butler helps, right? He's going to be back on Friday. Probably.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that looks. But tonight with no Butler, Vincent, Robinson, Hero, none of those guys could stand in front of Tatum, and it leads to his biggest night of the year.
Yeah, and we got a couple good stats from producer Tim Shields here. Jason Tatum is the first player in NBA history to have multiple games with 45 points, 10-plus rebounds, and 8-plus three-pointers.
Ooh.
First guy ever, kid.
Ever.
That's pretty good. I know, like, three-pointers are taking off like crazy over the last few years, so I think any stat with three-pointers in it, you have a chance to be the first at it. Here's another one. Jason Tatum became the youngest player in NBA history to reach 900 three-pointers.
Ooh, I like that one.
And he's only 19, so, I mean, that's pretty young.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's passing that record now.
I was telling Josue tonight too. He did some Larry Bird stuff too. You're hearing his name alongside Bird's more and more often. I think he matched Bird in terms of most 30-point games in a month. I believe he had 9 this month. ESPN.
Oh, I said, what did I say? 10 or 11, Jimmy? I was close. See?
You were close. We gave it to you.
Just for this month, right?
Yes, Tatum had 9. Bird had a 10-month in 86 and an 11-month in 88. Both March.
I'm gonna put this comment up because he said great point, Jimmy. If you want to get on, you just gotta give me a quick little compliment.
You can always tell when Jimmy's controlling the board. All these compliments from Jimmy pop up.
Oh, come on, that's the first one. What else, guys? Bobby, what about Brogdon tonight? I mean, I thought he was huge for them off the bench. He was kind of the unsung hero, I think.
Yeah, continuing his role. I think he hit 2 or 3 to start this game. His final stat line ended up being 7 to 10. So I think that brings him to like 19 out of his last 29. So that's a ridiculous run he's on over the last 3 games. Efficient, tight, compact, quick decisions, great shooting. Nice to see his shot finally like coming around to where it used to be, like this elite 40% level catch and shoot ball. That's what you're expecting from him playing alongside the Jays. And I think he's starting to look fresher. He got that time off, obviously, with the tightness. Defensively, I didn't think he was amazing in this one. Really caught around some screens. The guards could have done a better job. I'll say that for Smart, too. They both kind of got caught around those BAM screens. Lots of frustration both ways on those. So I'm very interested to see Friday how that turns out. But offensively, just brilliant. You got so many finishers on this team. Brown and Tatum have kind of struggled a little bit from 3 to start this year. So having guys like Brogdon, Hauser, all the guys we've kind of given accolades in that sense, even Smart, who went 43% from 3 this month, those guys are really buoying the offense off the great playmaking of Brown and Tatum. And everybody kind of did their thing in terms of their roles in this game, right? Brown finishing ahead of the defense, cutting on the back line. Tatum's kind of getting on and off the ball above the break, has a great shooting night. And then you got all your shooters on the perimeter, Horford, Brogdon, Smart, whoever else. Everybody's just in sync on this team. They're all running the sets that they need to, and everybody's kind of just in total cohesion. And that's why you have this consistency night in and night out. Even though they're a shooting team, like if we came into this year saying, all right, the Celtics are going to rely on the 3, we'd be like, all right, they're going to be up and down, and it's just going to go in these streaks. Instead, they're just shooting the lights out every night that they show up. I've never really seen anything like it outside of the Warriors.
Yeah, it's like it's just all about picking the right shot, right? I mean, that's what Joe Mazzulla's been preaching since day one. And Bobby, I like how you bring up the Warriors because I feel like that was such a big part of their identity for obvious purposes, right? I mean, one of the greatest shooters of all time, Klay Thompson, right there as well. But this team, it's not just about getting the top guys their shots. It's everyone, and everyone has the same sort of mindset, same sort of approach. But then you look at someone like Malcolm Brogdon, who's obviously going to look for the best shot, look for the best opportunities, but he's also the guy who can get buckets, right? I mean, when he's pulling up from 3-point, like that's just something that, again, I've been saying this all season long. Like they just didn't have that last year, and I thought that one of the like punches to the gut for the Heat was when they think they're about to make it a 1-possession game. I think it was about down to 6 or 5 points. He just drains this 3, and you can just see like the life just gets sucked out of the Heat players, and it's just like, oh, timeout, Spoelstra, they're heading back, shoulders slumped. I mean, we've seen this Celtics team do that to opponents night in and night out, and even in that fourth quarter when the Miami Heat still had just enough energy to try to get it back to at least a 5-point game. Off goes Jason Tatum. So again, like this team just has so many different weapons, but they're playing just terrific basketball high IQ basketball, and especially on the offensive end of the floor. And it's really gotten teams to like, right when they think they got them figured out, there's always somebody else that's going to just create more separation when you least expect it. I really thought the Heat would at least pull within 2, tie the game. It just, you had that sense, and then off goes Tatum in that fourth quarter. Incredible.
To Scal's credit, too, one more thing on Brogdon. 1 assist in this game, but I'm kind of looking through my notes. He was part of a lot of, like, hockey assist sequences tonight, and I'll figure out how many he had later. But the Celtics lead the league in hockey assists. That's sort of their passing. Like, they have multiple levels of passing within the offense. Yeah, and Scal was talking about that on ESPN the other day. They didn't have a ton of those last year before, and now they lead the league in it. And Brogdon had quite a few of those tonight.
Wait, so we can get hockey assists? Is that a stat we can get now?
I think so.
Scal, I guess.
Bobby, let's pull those numbers up for the next show. I would love to see what the hockey assists are. One last thing
I think that's a Scal thing. No, he's got like interns doing that for him or something.
Oh, really?
Bobby, you pulling this up or something?
Yeah, Bobby's working the websites right now. Last thing on Brogdon, did you guys get a chance to listen to him after Monday's game? It seems like he really, really loves and appreciates playing in this organization for these fans in this city, and I think that's starting to show on the court. He's very comfortable here. I always get a kick out of when players say, "Oh man, like you guys really need to appreciate what you have here," because it's just such a ricochet shot at like the other teams and organizations that they played on. Like he must have not really loved Indy that much to be able.
And he was like. Yeah. He was like, me and Blake know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Blake, like, as soon as you put a camera on him, is like, it's so much better here. Like, so, like, he's not perfect. I don't think it's intentional, but it's just, he can't help himself because he can't help but compare to what he went through last year, what kind of team, what kind of culture that was, in Brooklyn.
I think, yeah. Brogdon and Blake both went through similar things, right? Brogdon goes to Indiana. He thinks it's going to be all this winning and a big opportunity for him, and it wasn't. And then Blake goes to Brooklyn thinking he was going to ride to a ring, and it was just kind of chaos for 2 years.
Yeah, it was mayhem there.
Seriously.
What else you got tonight, Bobby?
That's a good point.
I do have the
you got the hockey assist stat for us. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
let's get it.
Brogdon leads the Celtics with 0.9 per game. Smartest 0.8 per game. Tatum with 0.7. So everybody pretty much gets a hockey assist a game on this team, up and down the lineup. But Brogdon leads the team in them.
Hey, that was a good eye. Good eye by Scal. Good eye by you guys to see that. That's a stat that
you can only find that on the Garden Report.
Yeah, you can only find that on the Garden Report.
That's like a respect thing too. Like you get the ball from Brogdon, like you better do something smart with it. Like don't.
Well, it also means he's starting a lot of these sets with that second unit, so it makes sense. He's kind of creating the dribble penetration, swinging it to a guy on the perimeter, and then that guy's swinging to another guy for 3. How many plays do we see like that from this team?
Oh, I know. How about that? We haven't mentioned Jaylen tonight. Shocking. But how about that dunk by Jaylen there? I mean, he just took off.
I thought he was great tonight.
Yeah, I know. He needs to get his due here. I mean, it's tough when Tatum goes for 49. You're going to talk about Tatum, right? But there are other people that did contribute, and I know at halftime you guys talked about it being Tatum. I think Brown came up big for them. I think Brogdon came up big for them. But yeah, Brown 26 points tonight, efficient, 10 of 18. Not a great shooting night from 3, but 7 rebounds, 5 assists. We won't talk about the turnovers. We'll get that stat out of there. We'll skip that turnover. We'll skip that stat. 6 turnovers. I think he did get a little reckless and sloppy at times out there, but that's kind of the knock on him, right? I mean, that's something that you kind of deal with, I think, at points, and you take the good and the bad with Jaylen, and that's certainly at times, I think, his control, ball handling, and gets a little too crazy out there sometimes. But again, 26 points for him. Bobby, what do you got?
It's him at his best, and I think we've seen him do this for 2 weeks or so now, 3 weeks maybe, is just get ahead of the defense, be by the basket, be ready for a pass, and he's finishing those, passes that Tatum and whoever else are hitting him with. Smart's looking for him quite a bit. I think he had the assist right on that alley-oop that you were talking about. Big assist for Smart up and down the closing sequence there. So there's been a lot of debates about this on Twitter. Do you let him ball handle? Do you let him finish plays? And it looks like he's embracing that role of being a finisher, and it's working out great for him. He's got 26 points per game. In this one, I thought he was just unstoppable running that back line. and he's super efficient, as you can see. The 3-point shot, it's still not really there for him. I don't know what's going on there. This is kind of like a 3-year decline for him from deep. But around the basket, I mean, where's he going this one? 6 of 8. Tatum, 6 of 9. So they were just hammering the Heat at the basket, even though they obviously were playing Bam back in that zone. Didn't matter.
I think that's been his focus the last couple of years, though, Bobby. Right? I mean, just trying to get different looks and trying to put the ball on the floor more often, attack the rim, because I think he knows that's what's going to make him or secure him into being a 25 plus point scorer. Finding other ways to get to the rim, because I think that sort of stunted his growth, right? When he used to hide in the corner a little bit, just trying to get that open shot, trying to get himself into the offense when there was guys like Kyrie Irving and that team where he really had to take a step back in the sense of trying to be one of those top guys. And I feel like that's been part of his evolution, but he's that was more reliant, here and there in terms of when you saw Jaylen open for 3, you felt like it was 50%, he was always hovering around that mark. But yeah, it's been a while.
Did Joe say anything about his game?
About Jaylen? No, I didn't say anything about Jaylen.
Oh, he's like us. He's just ignoring him.
Yeah, go yell at Joe for the same thing. Bobby, can you confirm this comment, or is that just hearsay?
He's got to get in there first.
I'll need to update it. I haven't measured in a while.
Yeah, can we get an update?
That's the thing, right? They measure you at draft day, and then you don't get a measurement from there. Who knows? It could have grown.
Well, then he's dealing with some growing pains. Would explain some of the clumsiness out there on the court. What else you guys got? I'll be completely honest. I missed the first half of this game, so I know you guys obviously were there for the whole thing. I mean, was there anything in that first half that stood out to you? I know it was relatively close. I think it was an 8-point Celtics lead at halftime before the other guy sort of got a little bit hotter there, and I don't know.
I think that was one of the best things that the Heat did in that first half was getting on that run, right, Bobby? Was it 17-2? I mean, right when the Celtics
scored 8 straight baskets.
Right when the Celtics got out to this huge lead, the Miami Heat reminded you before the end of the first quarter that they're that team that's not going to go away. And that was sort of the story of the night, until Tatum was Tatum. He did score a quick 20 though. He got the 20 pretty quickly, but you never got the sense that the Celtics are going to create a 20-point lead off of that, because outside of that huge advantage they had in the first quarter, Miami Heat cut that down to 3, going before the end of the first quarter. So
right. How about Strus? That dude got hot. Was it the the third? Yeah.
He's the one that got away, Jimmy. So he comes in this building. He's got a chip on his shoulder.
He's got the little chip on his shoulder.
He feels type of way. He's like, so how's Javante doing for you guys, huh? Oh wait, all right.
Five 3-pointers for Strus. But yeah, I mean, the Heat are the Heat.
And Hayward Highsmith. He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, where'd he come? Yeah, who is that guy? I don't even know who that guy is. I'll be completely honest. I was like,
Jimmy just being honest. He's like, who is this?
I'm just combing through the biographies, being like, Hayward, who?
Yeah, we talked with Spo. We talked with Spo about him, and he's like, yeah, we develop a lot of those guys, and people don't notice until the points start flowing. And they've loved him for a while. I've been hearing about him for 2 years, and I'm like, he doesn't even play. And then tonight, where'd he go? 4 or 5 from 3 to start. I'm not sure where exactly he finished, but he was just killing them in the corners, getting loose balls, deflecting passes. He's everywhere. You got Gabe Vincent, 4-7.
No, he's the
problem is you had to go, and they were obviously undermanned in this one, which is another reason I'm kind of even more irritated with the defense that the Celtics played here, because you didn't have to go against Butler. You didn't have to go against even a Dwayne Dedmon off the bench. They were playing Udonis Haslem as their backup center. It was unreal.
Man. Unc played 10 minutes of that. It's pretty good.
He went out on Tatum in the corner, and Tatum just walked by him. It was unreal.
Haslam did the equivalent of the old dude who runs 3 games in a row. It's like, are you sure you want to run another one? You sure?
They should have countered those minutes.
Half, I was like, man.
They should have countered those minutes with Blake to make it fair. Just let these other guys go at it.
Blake, you got to get in there, man.
Don't put Blake with Haslam. Come on.
No, Blake's
Haslam is like, he might as well just be a coach at this point. I don't know.
I couldn't believe he was in the game playing real minutes.
I don't think he could believe it either. He's really like, yo, Spo, we talked about this. I'm not supposed to actually play.
They have a rookie too, Nikola Jovic, who wasn't healthy enough to play in this one. I guess he's got groin and foot pain. So yeah, they were thin in this one. They're banged up. Victor Oladipo hasn't. I saw him shooting pregame, but doesn't feel like he's even close to playing. He hasn't played yet this year. just all part of a weird season for them. I don't know what you guys thought of Kyle Lowry. I had heard he'd been coming around. His stats recently don't look great, and 6 of 14 in this one, 1 of 6 from 3. He's not the same guy anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's another guy that's
during the series, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the Heat are at they're at a tough spot right now. They've got some guys that are getting a little bit higher up there in age, and obviously Butler's been hurt. I mean, see, what is he? Misses 7 straight tonight?
Yeah.
Or is it 8th? I mean, if he's not himself, and if he can't be aggressive, and that knee is going to be a constant issue this year, then to me the Heat they're an annoying team to have to play, but they're not a real contender in my eyes. They have to be healthy. They just don't have enough talent otherwise. If a guy like Butler's out, they just don't have enough. I'm sorry. Like Strus, yeah, he can get hot, fine, but even Hero, I mean, I feel like he can be so streaky. He's not a guy that you can really depend on night in, night out, I don't think. I mean,
he was great tonight though.
Yeah, he had 22 tonight. But again, like you need somebody that's going to go for 30 plus on this Heat team if Butler's going to be out, and I just don't know if they have what it takes. But we'll see. I mean, if Butler can come back and look like himself, then yeah, they're always a tough out. They always give the Celtics trouble because they play hard and they've got probably arguably the best coach in the NBA.
Right.
So they're not a team that you can sleep on. But I think
will say
they got
depth
is obviously
too,
huge for them.
They got depth. They got guys that
They do.
show
They
up.
do.
Yeah.
They-
What do you got?
but
7
dude,
guys
they-
double
they-
figures today? 7 people scored in double figures?
But when you get to the playoffs, and we've seen
Yeah.
the Celtics on the other side of this, is that the depth falls short of the top end talent, and you see these two teams playing
Oh,
right now.
yeah, for sure.
Like the Heat, they're doing everything right. They're running the pick and roll great. They're passing the ball all over the place. They're running ahead in transition. Like Spo after the game was like, we really grinded and we're awesome tonight. I like the direction we're going in. But he also says, what can we do against Tatum? There's just nothing. Zone, man, whatever you throw at him, he's solving it at this point. So there's no Tatum on the Miami Heat, and that's going to, even if they get in a playoff series and it goes a little bit longer than it should, Tatum's going to be the difference in that series at this point. It just played out last year.
Yeah, and it sounds like, and it feels like he's ready for that. It feels like he's ready for that task, right? It doesn't feel like he's overwhelmed. It doesn't feel like he's forcing things. He's letting the game come to him. He's confident out there. He's got these little celebrations that he'll toss in after he knows that he did something awesome. Like, he's got that little swagger that we saw last year when he was blowing kisses.
How about
to
those
everybody.
back-to-back threes, Josue? The Garden just went nuts.
Man, that was incredible.
What was hey Bobby? What was Prince William? What was his reaction to some of those shots? He looked like he was fired up on the broadcast? They showed him a couple times.
He seemed excited to be here, but I don't know. The crowd wasn't really feeling it. I don't know if you heard the boos every time they showed him.
Really? They were booing him?
Mixed reactions.
Why?
Some USA chants. The World Cup's going on. The Celtics or the USA team is in the same division
Okay.
there as
That-
Wales and
okay.
England. And I don't think there's really a lot of English fervor in town.
That's a good point. You've got a big game Saturday at 10 a.m. I think people are gonna be fired up for that. But yeah,
Hey, Jimmy, where they going after the game? Wrong answers only. Where are they going after the game?
Oh God.
The harp downstairs
The harp? No. I say Sullivan's Tap.
across the street. Sullivan's Tap. Yeah,
No,
nice.
they're not going anywhere Irish. They'll get kicked right out of there.
Nice sticky
Yeah.
floors.
This might
get the
not
pop
be.
shot.
You know what? Now I get why there was some. This is yeah. Now we know why they were booed out of here. This isn't really a town for the British. Whether it's the Americans or the Irish.
Yeah, you're right. They're just gonna boo anybody. They just boo whoever.
And there were people on Twitter. Josue was showing some tweets. Oh, the Boston fans. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, show some respect.
Oh, is that what they were saying?
All right.
He had
Some
one tweet
people.
that said that.
Yeah, non-Celtics fans.
Hey, you know what? I like the boos.
Wait, you said that? Wait, who tweeted that? You?
Some random. Yeah, someone quote tweeted the video of the people booing, and then he was like, "Really, guys?" We're
Listen, Jimmy.
classy."
I mean, like even for us. I mean, we're down here. We're here every day. All of a sudden, there's a million British reporters in here. I think we got booted upstairs because they were making some room for them.
Really?
It just became this
Someone goes-
Come
it was
on.
like Royal Day at the Garden. It was ridiculous.
Someone goes, Paul Revere wasn't having it.
That's funny. Yeah, come on. We the European, everyone from British, all those, they gotta get sent upstairs. The USA reporters get the prime time seats. I don't care if you're a guest of the city this weekend. Let's be real. Anyways, we gotta pay some bills, so
Gotta bounce.
we want to remind you guys that these shows are brought to you by a couple of our good friends. First one being Athletic Greens, AG1. Shout out to the crew over at AG1. If you visit athleticgreens.com/garden, we will get you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D, which is very important, and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. It's not all you're going to get, though. You're going to get the actual product from AG1, which is unbelievable vitamin, nutrients, minerals. You get 75. I'm going to read this so I don't screw it up. 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, source ingredients, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. Special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, and your immune system, which is important. Your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. All the things AG1 will do for you. It's just a quick little scoop, pop it in your little shaker, down the hatch you go, and off you go to start your day on the right foot. So AG1 is a great product. And guys, Christmas coming up, you're looking for something unique to get your significant other or to get a friend or a family member. Check out Athletic Greens. It's a really nice, thoughtful gift because it's something that can actually benefit the person that you're buying that for. So shout out to Athletic Greens. That's athleticgreens.com/garden. Free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. And we can't forget our friends over at Calm. That is calm.com/garden for 40% off a Calm premium subscription. Calm is something that we all subscribe to here. We all know and love by now. I know personally I use it every night. Toss on the app. Maybe it's a sleep story. Maybe it's a little soundscape. I don't know what you guys like. I like, personally right now, I'm on crickets. I'm like in the middle of the forest somewhere. I got crickets chirping. I feel like I'm camping out. I don't have to deal with, actually being outdoors. I just put it on the speaker and boom, I'm off. So that's me right now. Typically, it's putting me to bed right now. I sometimes I'll do ocean. I think I'm more like ocean in the summer, and right now I'm on the cricket train. So, whether it's that, whether it's music, the cool thing about Calm is they actually have playlists tailored just for subscribers of Calm. So, again, that's calm.com/garden. You'll receive 40% off, and that's another great gift. Toss somebody a little subscription for just maybe a month or two and see how they like it, and I guarantee you, they'll be back doing it again. So what did I just do here? I just screwed up my screen. Okay, I'm here. Josue, back to the 2-man game again.
Yo.
What else you got tonight? What else stood out to you? We talked a lot about Tatum, obviously. We mentioned Brogdon. We haven't mentioned Grant, and that was something that John texted us about. Obviously, Celtics win. It's all great. And John's got a couple things that he wants to focus on aside from the good times. It feels like Grant has been a little off recently. Would you agree with that one?
Yeah, a little bit. It just seems like a little left out right now. Last couple of outings, especially in this one. I feel like he just couldn't really find his footing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like.
Remember when Grant would be off, like offensively, in terms of just not having it, whether it was the 3-point shots not falling, he was getting frustrated, he was stacking up fouls. He'd still give you those games where he's grabbing 8-9 rebounds, right? Still giving you those couple of second chance opportunities. So I think naturally he'll grow out of this funk. I don't think it's something to be concerned about, but it is worth pointing out. I mean, this is the season I thought that Grant would maybe take another step, or at least see more of what we saw last season. I got that sense in the first couple of weeks but this past week or last couple of games, it seems like he's been a little out of it. But look, Friday night, I think it's a good chance for him to bounce back. I think they'll need him, honestly, and the way Miami Heat was going to respond. I just think this is going to be another tough game for the Celtics. I mean, this one wasn't as tough as it seemed again that fourth quarter. But the Miami Heat just match up really well. They have different guys, very dynamic lineups that I think make a change, make a difference. Against the Celtics, they can keep up with the Celtics. And with Jimmy Butler back, I think that's going to be one heck of a matchup going up against Jason Tatum.
Yeah, and again, it is obviously early, and it's not like this isn't, I wouldn't say a typical Grant showing, but this is a big year for him, and I wonder if he is thinking a lot about the fact that it is a big year for him personally.
That's what I'm thinking sometimes too. Yeah, it's a good point, Jimmy.
And I feel like that's a question somebody could ask Grant, and as long as it's asked the right way, I think that he would have a pretty thoughtful answer on it, just balancing wanting to do what's best for the team, but also at the same time, he's thinking about where's he going to be playing next year? What's he going to be making next year? The rumors are that thinks he's in the $20 million a year range, but is that going to shake out that way? If it's obviously too early to tell, but just something to keep an eye on. It can't always be rainbows and butterflies on this show, guys. We gotta break it down. We gotta break everything down the way we see it. And if he plays well, we talk about it. If he doesn't play well, we talk about it. I thought the last couple of games he's been struggling. I think he's getting emotional out there sometimes too, a little bit caught up with some of the referees and some of the calls that aren't going his way, and maybe he's demanding a little too much respect that he hasn't quite gotten yet.
He's still doing that. That's true. I mean, and what's frustrating is when he's doing it on someone else's behalf, right? And it's like, great, we're not even part of this play, like, or he's on the bench, like, dude, you're not even in, like, relax. But I mean, he's toned it back a little bit though this past couple of games, but you know how he is though. He can that can come right back by Friday night. So.
I just got a sad text from John Zanis. He booked it all the way home to join us in the show, but he is unfortunately a casualty to National Grid tonight. There's no power at the Zanis household, folks. So he's unfortunately not going to be able to make it on the show tonight. He sends his best wishes. And of course, if you follow John on Twitter, you would have saw that he has a new bike watch. Did you see that, Josue? He's got a new bike watch.
You got an update? No, I didn't see that.
So last year we were all on Tatum bike watch. I think tonight was the start of Jaylen Brown bike watch.
Jaylen was on the bike.
Jaylen was on the bike tonight. Yeah, so something to keep an eye on. And John's like the paparazzi. Wherever he was sitting tonight, he got a picture of it. He had to shoot it out. But a little obviously joking on that one. But we are a little bit on bike watch. Anytime we see a guy on a bike, we take notes. We want to know why. Is it physical? Is he tired of sitting on the bench with the guys, or is he trying to work out something on the lower body, staying loose? But Jaylen Brown bike watch tonight. We don't have many of those. That might have to be a t-shirt.
Brown edition, he goes.
We need a bike watch t-shirt. Speaking of t-shirts, I forgot to mention, guys.
If we do, it's got to be Zanis in the back doing the bike. Just like a shadow of his.
Zanis. No, we got Zanis bike watch once, and I think we all almost passed. We almost keeled over, so we don't need to see him on the bike anymore.
One of my favorite moments of the show, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I got to rank
Bike watch would be a great t-shirt. Speaking of phenomenal t-shirts,
it exists.
They exist. There they are. I mean, that's the mock-up, but I've actually seen I haven't seen it in person yet, but I've seen an actual video evidence. Nick Gelso.
Did someone FaceTime you or something?
Nick Gelso, founder and owner of CLNS, tweeted himself wearing the shirt. So it does exist. I still do not have my hands on one. I don't know what it's going to take for me to get one of these shirts.
I was told John wore it tonight. I hope that's true.
Really?
That's what I was told. I didn't see him at the game, but someone told me. Oh, Tim's telling us right now he did. So
he did wear it tonight. Then we need a picture. We need a pic.
Tell him to send a selfie so we know it's real.
We need a pic of you in your phenomenal t-shirt.
They're magnificent. Tim, you got one? Damn.
What? All right. Now I'm gonna have to text Nick. Now I'm gonna have to go to the top. I'm gonna have to go to the top of the food chain and get my damn shirt.
John should have brought a few to the game. I would have put that on right now.
John, they're telling you to if you are watching, which you probably aren't, but if you are, they're
hang it up right here.
You to get in the chat. Yeah.
Put it right there.
Anyways, guys, those shirts are going to be for sale at some point on the website, and if you do send proof of purchase to either Com or AG1, I think we're still giving these shirts away. I hope that we still are, because I just told everybody we are. So something to think about too. And again, buy a gift for somebody, you get a little something too. You get a little T-shirt, a formal T-shirt. I think we're gonna start seeing people rocking those a little bit more at the Garden, Josue, once they start to float out there.
That's the plan, right? And if you guys subscribe to our companies here, our sponsors, you get one for free. I mean, who can beat that? So it's a good deal.
Yeah. Josue, another positive that came out of today, not about the game, but what happened before the game is that we saw clips of Rob Williams partaking in some 5-on-5.
Yeah,
What do
blocking
you think?
shots.
What did you hear about that from Coach Joe? And what are your thoughts on the footage? It's like
I'm gonna
Bigfoot
say,
footage right now. You know, it's like everyone's kind of captivated by it.
I'm gonna say it like Joe did. He looks good. Yeah, he looks good. I mean, no
That was the
setbacks.
extent.
Pretty much no setbacks is what everyone wants to hear, obviously, but also a timetable which he wouldn't reveal. I don't think it's the kind of pressure they want to put on Rob. I think it's more of a let's see how you feel, let's just take it day by day. But in terms of the injury itself, I mean, there's no setbacks, no damage. It's just right now about him trying to recondition himself, get his strength back, get back into basketball shape, as Joe Mazzulla put it, and then see where he goes from there. And then the final step would just be how he's feeling mentally. Is he confident to go back out there? Does he feel like he can keep up? And I think that that could be less than a month away. Honestly, Jimmy. I mean, did you expect this?
That's kind of the rumor,
update?
right?
I didn't expect this type of update right after Thanksgiving. So
I
this
didn't,
is
but
good.
it's starting to seem more and more realistic that Celtics fans' big Christmas gift this year might be Rob Williams jumping through the roof at the TD Garden soon.
Taking on the
Blocking
Bucks.
shots.
That'd be nice.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't
Even
that
a
be something to
limited
wake
Rob.
up to?
Yeah.
Christmas morning,
Jimmy's
run
gonna be in your
down the
jammies watching that
stairs,
one.
look
Yeah.
under the tree, and there's a Woj report that says Rob Williams is going to play today. He's gonna first game of the season, and everyone's jumping around. Oh, yup.
ESPN, ABC playing that what do you call it? Christmas theme music, and there he is, Rob. Mike Breen talking over it. Yeah, it could all happen.
Xanis just sent us a selfie of him in the Phenomenal T-shirt, so it officially does exist.
Let's see it.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if he really gave me permission to do it.
Oh,
but
he looks
there it is.
happy.
He's gonna-
Look at him. I think John's turned into a green teamer. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I think this team is really.
He's starting to come around. John calls it like he sees it. He'll trash you if you suck, but he'll praise you if you deserve it. So
he's a believer.
right now, it's
happening.
pretty hard to trash his team. I know Bobby gets on them on for defense, and I guess that's easy to do when you're giving up as many points as you are. But I think of it a little differently. I just feel like that's more a product of just the way they're winning games. I truly. I mean, I have to go back and literally break down all the film, but it's hard for me to get upset about a 13-point win, just because they gave 121. Like, how many of those baskets that the Heat scored could they have stopped really if they really needed to down the stretch, or you know what I mean, like situations like that. So for me, it's a lot more situational. I want to see them play good defense in a spot where they absolutely need to get a stop, as opposed to a 10-point win, but they gave up 120 or whatever it is. Like, I just don't get too fired up about that. And like, if that's how they're going to win games, then that's how they're going to win games. And as long as they're winning them, I don't really care how many points you give up. You're just going to keep winning the way you are. You're 18-4. You're the best offense in the NBA by far right now. And you can't be historically good on offense and on defense. It's pretty hard to do both of those things at once out there.
Yeah, we've never seen it. Yeah,
you got to pick and choose sometimes. And I think, especially if you're, I think everyone out there, hopefully, I mean, I know I feel this way and John does, but I think everyone knows that good offense always beats good defense. So right now you're seeing it. You're seeing great offense. Right. And, whether or not it stays historical or not, I mean, this team is regularly above 50% from the field and well over 40% from three, and just like shooting the lights out of the damn ball. So it's definitely a fun time to be watching this team. I feel like we didn't even talk about a few other guys. I mean, Smart tonight, 10-5, 9 assists.
Yeah.
And then Horford had a big timely three in the fourth, and then he had a nice steal on the other end there. So I think he's a quiet plus 16 for Al Horford.
Yeah, he was
6 points and a plus 16.
He was protecting the rim, and he came up with some stops.
Yeah.
Some low key stops that would be overlooked if you didn't see the whole scope of this game, in the sense of that it was huge. I mean, I shouldn't say it was huge, but I just think it was one of those. It's just those timely stops that come from Al, where it's in transition and it keeps the offense going. It keeps them in rhythm, and I think the Celtics did a really good job of when it seemed like they were losing the momentum, they would snatch it right back, and it was those key stops that led to that. So yeah, I thought Al did that for this team for sure against this Miami Heat team. You know, he kept up with Bam Adebayo, who obviously likes to get him out of the paint, likes to put the ball on the floor, and Al was right there with him.
Garden teams are on fire. Report that. Okay, it's reported. Garden teams are on fire. We talked about it right off the top that the Celtics and Bruins cannot lose in the TD Garden. They forgot how to. So another big win.
In this building, Jimmy.
Something going on. Something going on. You know what? Maybe it's the Bull Gang. Maybe it's something to do with the changeover of the Bruins, the Celtics going back and forth. Shout out to those guys. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much the game tonight, guys. I mean it was another one. We got the Heat again. Joseph, what are you looking for? What are you looking for Friday if Butler returns? How do the Celtics change up? Do they change anything up? In terms of just sort of the way they attack the Heat, or is there something I mean, obviously Butler changes things up for the Heat.
Well, offensively, I like to see more of the same in terms of that spacing. I mean, the Celtics just did a really good job just whipping that ball around and getting guys their looks and guys cutting left and right. I think that's been what Joe Mazzulla likes to see more often, even though the Celtics did get away from that in certain stretches. But defensively, they got to clean it up with the pick and roll defense, because Jimmy Butler will kill you with that, whether it's taking it to the rim, whether it's giving you that up fake that leads to him having 16, 17 free throw attempts. I mean, he's that good when he's hot and when he's on point. It's hard to say what kind of performance we'll get from him. I mean, he's been out for a while, but at the same time, this Heat team does they're at their best when he's in the mix. When everyone else is involved, and they're not that kind of team that's gonna lean on Jimmy Butler to win the game for them, right? I mean, he's only gonna contribute on both ends of the floor and just make them that much better. So it's gonna be a really good game. I think it's gonna be a tough matchup for the Celtics. They're gonna have to really fight in this one. I'm expecting another good game from Jaylen, but just him cleaning it up offensively with the turnovers and seeing what this team can do. If Jaylen and Tatum could both have one of those classic games where they combine for 65, 70 points, and the team offensively is just still getting everyone else their touches and getting everyone else good looks as well, making sure everyone else is involved. Derrick White had a good game in this one as well. I talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but yeah, right there with Malcolm Brogdon, I thought Derrick White also contributed in a big way.
There you go, Derrick White. There you go, Josue. You got your Derrick White super. 15 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 threes. Dude, this would have been Derrick White's second best game of the year for the Celtics last year. And everyone was like, see, he is really good at offense. It's like, no, he stunk last year in offense. Can everyone admit that now? Can everyone admit that Derrick White kind of stunk last year for the Celtics? Now that you're seeing what he's actually capable of, don't tell me how good he was for the Celtics last year. You can tell me how good he is this year, but don't tell me how good he was for the Celtics last year. Bobby, what do you got for us? You just jumped back into the locker room. Is that right?
Yeah.
Do we have a Jaylen Brown remeasurement of the hands, or was he not in there?
People literally ask me for that.
I missed Jaylen, but
okay.
Jason talked.
Okay, what do you have to say?
I guess he's got there was talk about an action figure or something that's out from Fanatics with him, and he gave it a deuce, and that was one of the big conversations. But anyway, he said he was talking a little bit about Joe's day in day out approach. I guess Joe slammed them. You were there for it, Josue, talking about how they gave up 31 points that maybe they shouldn't have, and so Tatum got asked about that and said that every day they go in the film and Joe shows him a picture of a sandcastle and says, "Oh, you can have this great sandcastle you build, but every day the tide's going to come in and wash it away, and you got to come in and build a new one." And Tatum's like, it's pretty cheesy, but it gets the message across. And that's sort of Joe's approach to messaging. And, I think we've seen the last couple of games here that he can be tough on them too. I think he's really come out and hit hard on some of their deficiencies and some of the lapses that they've had here. So we're not the only ones nitpicking this one a little bit. We're looking at it and saying, you can get better here, you can get better there, and you're going to go through it all and just kind of find areas where this team's going to get better. And I keep saying to me, unless they're the Warriors, and it's very possible that they might be, like just seeing what they're doing so far, best offensive rating ever, all that stuff, it's going to be hard for them to win the title. Like, they're not just going to breeze to the title and lose like 4 games this year. There's going to be reasons that they get in a tough series. And again, yeah, I won't rule it out. They might be one of the great teams ever, but
they just might. I mean,
one of the best.
I can't say why they won't.
I'm not even kidding.
We got to see. You know what it is, though? You know what it is, though, and everyone needs to pause until they play the Bucks, a healthy Bucks team. Let's just pause on historically this and running through this and all this stuff. The Bucks are just lurking right now.
Who haven't they played yet? Who are you excited
to
see them play?
The Bucks. Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
No, I'm saying other than the Bucks.
Oh, other than the Bucks. Well, there's a ton of teams they haven't played yet, but that's the
Raptors.
Fucking Bucks.
They're playing the Nets Sunday.
Raptors.
That'll be a little interesting, even though I don't believe in them. You got the Suns, who they'll play later this month. You got the Clippers. They could be interesting if they get healthy, although they probably won't play them healthy the way their season's
Clippers
gone.
could be a tough matchup. They have that.
And you know what?
They have that balance of.
But I don't really get fired up for the West. I don't get fired up for Western Conference.
But you should be because you're expecting to be back in the finals.
Well,
I'm not ruling the Warriors out either. I'm not.
No, I don't think you can rule. You can't rule the Warriors out. I mean, I know that they have had more than their struggles to start the year, but
yeah, pressure's on them.
Nobody wants to play the Warriors in the playoffs. Nobody. If you're in the Western Conference, you don't want that first round matchup against the Warriors. So they're a team that has been there, done that many times. Yeah, they're not the Warriors that we've seen in the past. But I'm focused like right now on the Eastern Conference teams. I know that the Celtics want to go where they want to go. You're gonna have to play a Western Conference team at some point, and that's fine and dandy. But yeah, sure, Clippers would be fun. These are fun games for sure. But I got my eyes on a team like the Bucks because you're gonna have to go through them at some point. Sixers, maybe they'll figure it out and turn it around in some capacity. Embiid is still
Harden's back Monday.
MVP caliber player in Embiid, and they just I feel
By the way,
Middleton's
supposed to be back Friday, from what I read earlier.
Right. So, I mean, when you talk about Bobby, you talk about defense all the time. You could argue that the Bucks have 3 of the best defensive players at 3 positions. Lopez, Giannis.
They're number 1 in defense.
Lopez, Giannis, and Holiday. Thank you. I mean, you can make the case that those are the best 3 defensive players at those positions, and they don't even have Middleton back yet. So you're going to have a huge battle between an unbelievable offense versus what can be an unbelievable defense, and we'll see what happens. But that's the game that I'm really fired up for on Christmas. I'm gonna have to keep it together. That's a 5:00 game, right?
Yeah.
4:30. Yeah.
Keep it together. I'm gonna keep it together all damn day for that game. That's unbelievable.
We'll be in the house.
What time are you gonna start, man? That's a good time for a Celtics
game.
Dude,
Christmas Day, a couple mimosas, maybe some eggnog, not together.
So you know what? As if we needed any more reason. As if we need any more reason to sell you on tuning in that day.
Open it up to gifts. You're fired up. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get. You might get something that's gonna just get you all fired up the rest of the day. But you got to keep it cool, calm, and collected.
You're gonna have Lakers, Jimmy. Potentially, if things get out of hand.
Lakers, Jimmy.
If this was the night game, I would say 1,000%. But
if it's a night game, I'd be like, guys, I can't make it. I can't make it.
Hey, you know what? For all the weekends he's taking off, Jimmy's going to be here on the holiday. You got to give him credit.
Briefly, Bobby, we touched on it while you were away. Grant Williams tonight, not a great night for him. I know that's kind of picking on the bad part of the game, but I mean, is something up with him?
I don't, it's a good question. I actually talked to him briefly in the locker room, and I didn't hit on his game. We were more talking about Tatum and some of the things the offense is doing. But I have noticed that this month is that his individual stats are down a little bit. I do think he's still making good plays. I mean, that last Tatum 3, they ran a great action with him and Tatum off the ball that let Smart set up Tatum for what was basically the game icer, put them up 10. Happy birthday to him, by the way, as well. I forgot to tell him that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Anyway.
They put that on the big screen. Yeah.
He's the type of guy that was probably waiting for you to say happy birthday too, like the whole time, and it just never
I'll get him back. Happy belated. Isn't that the worst feeling when like 3 days later you're like happy belated?
If you say happy belated, it's just you're better off just You might as well just say happy birthday for the
It's like
next
saying, like,
I
Happy
want to
New
just
Year.
get ahead of the next one, dude. You know what I mean?
It's like
yeah,
it's like Happy New Year on the 6th.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't
Hey,
matter
if he's
anymore.
watching, happy birthday, Grant. But anyway, his
There you go.
struggles. 2-7 the game before this.
Yeah, happy birthday.
0-3
Don't watch the rest of this video.
2-7 in the Washington game, 0-3 in the Sacramento game, 1-5 against Dallas. I thought he was better tonight. He had that big offensive rebound too, where he laid out on the ground to get Tatum up 3. There were a couple of plays in this game where I thought he did some good things. He had a nice assist to Brogdon. So I don't think he was as bad as he's been recently in this one. I feel like he actually got on his feet a little bit tonight. 8 points. Well, that was the Charlotte game. Has a better game tonight, I felt like, than he has recently. He's starting to turn it around, and overall, like, he's not a guy I look at and say you need 1,000,000 points or you need like all these different individual stats to be making an impact. He actually goes -1 off the bench, which is, I think, solid against Miami's bench. Brogdon +0. And Cornette and Hauser -3 in this one. So the bench held it down. There was actually that stretch. I want to give credit to the bench. Between the third and the fourth quarter, Tatum had just hit 41, right, Josue?
No.
Where you're like, all right, how long are they going to sit him? And they end up rolling there for like 5 minutes with Tatum on the bench. And, part of that's credit to Brown, part of that's credit to Grant and Brogdon and Cornette even, I thought, gave them some good minutes off the bench in this one. So a good night for the Celtics bench that's been up and down.
Wow, I just got a picture of Bobby. I just got a picture of you and John in the phenomenal.
Should we put it up?
t-shirts.
All right. So have you announced?
Can
this
we
yet?
put it up? Yeah, I did it.
You're
I did
the
it my
host.
way. I
You're
did it like the phone way that everyone hates. That's
You're
just
the
what I do.
host. You're the host. Make the call. I'll put it up if you want. If you want it.
Oh, I want it out. I want people to know that this shirt actually does exist.
This shirt
Don't-
is now out. I saw the box of them today.
John looks so happy.
Wait,
were
Tim,
down at-
Tim says to email it to him, Bobby. Email him the picture.
We were
You have
down
it?
at CLNS. Yeah, I got it. I'm up on it right now.
Oh,
We
you're
were
uploading?
down at CLNS
Can't figure out
headquarters.
this technology, man. Okay,
And-
this is today.
This is today.
Yeah.
And I saw with my own 2 eyes the phenomenal shirts. And we'll give you a quick preview of them right here. John was at the game tonight. He was actually wearing one to the game. So if you saw
That's
John tonight,
unbelievable.
he was wearing a phenomenal shirt to the game. And here you
This
go.
picture almost looks photoshopped. I know
It
it's
almost
not-
did. That's what I was like. Wait, is this real? It looks like you. I know where you're at. I know exactly where you are. But at first, I was like, okay, it looks like you're outside, and I know it wasn't that nice out today.
Please post it. I want everyone to see this.
I
It
just
looks
emailed it
like-
to Tim. But if you uploaded it yourself, then you can go ahead and toss it up there.
I'm trying. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get
It
it up
looks
for
like-
Tim first, but
All right.
It looks like
Whoever
you two
does.
I'm trying to
from
maintain the
different-
suspense. All right, I'm still having trouble with it. Tim will get it
All right,
up.
we're
But
gonna
anyway,
wait. I think
the
Tim, I emailed
phenomenal-
it to you.
the phenomenal shirts, they exist. We previewed them today. I
How do
actually
they
think
feel?
they feel
How's the
good,
quality? Yeah.
How's the
nice
quality?
and light. They're not like some of those like heavy t-shirts, like the cotton ones that just feel like crap after you wear them a few times. This one's gonna last. I like the
Like
design that we
100%
settled on. I don't think you saw it, Jimmy, but I'll give our team credit there, Nick and Guy. Good design. I think it's,
That
you know,
was the design that I think we
Bobby's like, no,
we wanted
8 months
for-
later, but
Wow, right?
did.
I mean, it's a very simple. It's a very simple.
Hey, start
design
simple.
shirt.
Start
No, I
simple
mean,
and
it's
we'll go
like-
from there.
I like that it's simple, but I
no,
like
he
that it's
likes
simple.
it, but he expected it to be expedited.
Yeah, no, I like that it's simple, but it's like, let's not get crazy with like the design talk. It's very simple, but it's good that it's simple. I like it that way.
Hey,
Question is, what's our next shirt now? We have one shirt. You got to keep it.
all right.
rolling. We
So
gotta
drop
do-
in the chat.
We're gonna do like.
we're sustaining. All right, we're gonna have to do
All
it
right,
this way.
Tim,
The
we're gonna have to do it this
Jimmy
way.
method.
Should I do
Ready?
it? I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll
you do it.
Here we go.
There it is.
Oh.
Wait. Let's go big screen. How do we even go big screen? Damn it.
Big screen. I got it.
You
This
got
is
it?
the Jimmy method. We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's a little blurry, but
Oh,
you can.
Look how
All right,
happy
it's a little
John
blurry.
is. I love it.
All right, let me try, Bobby. Let me try now. Go big screen on me. Maybe I can make it less blurry.
Oh, that's
hold
even
Now
worse.
it's
Too much
tiny.
light
on.
in there.
No. Hold on, everybody. Yeah.
No.
Why is it
Your
so
lighting's
bright?
great, but it's not good for this. Hold on. Let's
on.
go back to
Hey,
me.
white balance.
Wait. Here we go. Look.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Perfect.
John
Look at
looks
that
like
quality.
he's my complexion. Jeez.
Bobby, what do
He's
you?
looking good.
some headphones. Those are some headphones on you.
John's been tanning.
Yeah, John's looking good. Bobby's looking good. Those shirts look like they fit pretty well. The sleeves are. Bobby, you wait a second. Look at what's going on here, dude.
It's Photoshop, bro.
I wore a long
got
sleeve. I had to
the-
throw it over.
Long sleeve over the short sleeve. That's a tough look.
Hey,
John's wearing it the right way. It's good sleeve to arm to sleeve ratio. I'd say is solid. All right, get me out of this.
John
Get
must
me
have
out of
wore
this.
a. Oh, there you go.
Give me
Why
that.
am I so bright, dude? What happened? Okay, I'm back.
Your camera got blinded by the brightness from your phone.
Unbelievable.
Had
All
to
right.
adjust.
All right, guys. See, they do exist.
And they're on their way. I
Um,
heard the first shipment is out. So for everyone who
Somebody
bought the
says,
sponsors,
"Oh no, guys, is the writing backwards on the shirts?"
no, it was just because your phone.
Oh man. All right. We want to
Yeah.
thank our friends once again at Athletic Greens.
No
AG1.
Wi-Fi at all.
If you guys hit
National
up
Grid.
athleticgreens.com/garden, you will get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D, and you will get 5 free travel packs. Toss them in the duffel bag on your way to the gym, on your way to work, school, however old you are watching this show. Get your health back on track for the new year. That's athleticgreens.com/garden. And guys, honestly, it's great. Just 75 minerals, vitamins, all the healthy stuff that you can think of. Gut health. That's important, especially around the holidays. Everyone's putting a bunch of crap in their bodies, all this food and drinks.
Plus, it's basketball season. Bobby.
Plus, it's basketball
Jimmy.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
People are just starting. High school is just starting their starting the season.
Sports
around
are
this time.
starting up, man. Yeah, I actually had a basketball game tonight.
Yeah, I
Not a
was
big
just gonna
deal.
say, what was your stat line?
I had a couple threes tonight, a couple nice drives to the hoop, bunch of hockey assists. I probably led the team in hockey assists, to be completely honest. But we did lose by 6. I want to also be honest with you guys. We lost tonight. It was tough. Zone defense is like screwing with us right now.
Oh,
Too
you
many
gotta
open looks
watch
for
the game.
opposing
You gotta
team.
watch the Celtics game tonight.
I know. I'm gonna have to play it back. I'm gonna cut up some film and for our team so that we don't make those mistakes again. And then lastly, com.com. Our good friends at com.com/garden for 40% off a premium subscription. I already talked about I'm a big cricket guy now. I'm always listening to crickets in bed. Very soothing. I feel like I'm out by the campfire. But they've got a sound for anything. Even if you just want like white noise, brown noise, purple noise. They got a noise for every damn color in the rainbow now. Soundscapes, sleep stories, always some new sleep stories, music, meditation. Josue, I think you're a little bit of a daily calm guy. You like to listen to
the calm of the day. Yeah.
calm of the day. It's like a little 10-minute, just sort of
Breathing
breakdown of
exercise.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, breathing exercises. I get a reminder at 10 o'clock every night to breathe, which is very important. Sometimes you forget these things. So yeah, that's com.com/garden. 40% off a com premium subscription. You guys got anything else, or are we calling it a night?
We're out of
Stay
here. We're
tuned.
back on Friday.
Friday night.
All right, we're back on Friday. Thank you, boys. Josue and Bobby from the Garden, me from the Den. People keep telling me that I'm in church. I'm in an attic. Yeah, I am. All right, I am. Wherever you think I am.
It does kind of
I
look like
am.
church now.
If you see this room, you've made it past a lot of levels. Let's just leave it at that. Let's just leave it at that. Not a lot of people come up to this room.
This is post choir vibes right here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna do the show in the back, guys. You guys head out without me. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, boys. Peace out. Thanks you guys for watching. John will be back Friday, assuming his power's back on by then. And we will see you guys.